Look out, Middle Tennessee. Benny is on the beat. Here comes your host, Benny Pulley, going in-depth with singer-songwriters and musicians from across Music City and beyond, with live performances straight from historic WLIJ Studio B right here in Shelbyville. Benny on the Beat on WLIJ is sponsored by Black and Blue Sports and by Shady Acres Creations Boutique and more in Bell Buckle. Now, let's see what we got here. Here's Benny Pulley.
Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Joe Rucker, and Joe's came in. We changed the schedule a little bit to fit Joe's schedule because Joe had some things going on, and I know it was a sad occasion today for you. You had to go to a funeral.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that was yesterday. But, Miss Lulu Roman from Hee Haw passed away, and so a lot of her friends gathered around and celebrated her life yesterday in Mount Juliet.
That was a sad thing.
Sad thing, but it was a really upbeat service because Lulu did so much for people, and she was a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, and she helped a lot of folks. So you heard story after story on the things that she was able to do in helping other people. After she came to the Lord, and the Lord delivered her from all of that. So it was a really, really uplifting service.
Yes, anytime somebody goes through a situation like that and they recover, they are always a good asset to somebody else that is going through the same situation, because it's a bad situation to begin with. Right. But it sure helps. When you got somebody like that. So, Joe, tell me a little bit about you. Of course, I've been talking to Jenny, which is a friend of mine, and a friend of yours. Right. And sort of tell me a little bit about you. How did you get started in the music business, or when did you start playing guitar?
Well, I was born in Baytown, Texas, but I only lived there a short time, and my family moved to Florida, where I was raised, right outside of Orlando. And so really from about the time of age 3, I would say, I was around music. My dad and mom sang. We had us a little family gospel group, so we sang at different churches and barbecues, and I started out playing the spoons.
Oh, okay.
They had me play the spoons. Oh, yeah. And I graduated from that to plucking a bass guitar when I was about 9 or 10. And I could only do a couple of chords. I remember the first song I learned on the bass guitar was Merle Haggard's "Okie from Muskogee." They had 2 chords, C and G, so that was easy for me to learn. And then, the summer of my 11th year, I think I was 11 years old, 11 or 12. Was a very rainy summer in Florida for some reason, and that's when there wasn't, back in those days, this was pre-internet. Oh, yeah. So we, growing up, when I grew up, there wasn't any, you either played outside or you didn't, you pretty much didn't do anything.
That's exactly right.
So with all this rain, I picked up my brother's guitar and started, I had my dad teach me G, C, and D. And I had all this time on my hands, and I just learned that summer, how to change the chords and sing a little bit. And about that time, it was maybe a year or so later, my dad, he had kind of a cool career. He worked at the Kennedy Space Center. He worked on the space shuttle.
On the Cape Canaveral over that way? Yeah.
And in fact, a little caveat to all of this, he was a songwriter too. And so on the first space shuttle flight in 1980, they played one of my dad's songs to wake up the astronauts on their first night in space, a little thing called Blast Off Columbia. So, and he was interviewed by Walter Cronkite. Oh, yeah, the great. He had his little 15 minutes of fame, back then. But all of that to say, through him working at the Cape there, he came home one night and said, "We're going over to a buddy of mine's house this weekend for dinner." And he said, this guy, his father-in-law, is a real bigwig in the country music field, and at that time, it was the early, mid-'80s, I was listening to George Strait, whoever was on the radio at the time. Basically, yeah. And I had never heard of Hank Locklin. Didn't really, I knew my dad singing around the house, "Send Me the Pillow You Dream On" and "Please Help Me, I'm Falling." And I knew those songs, but I didn't know really who Hank Locklin was. Well, but that was the guy. his buddy that we went over to his house, his father-in-law was Hank Lachlan, and so I remember sitting on the floor. Hank was sitting on the couch and looking up at him, and he was playing my brother's guitar, singing "Send Me the Pill You Dream On." And I was thinking, wow, this is the guy that wrote that song. And so the wheels just started to turn for me, and I was kind of an odd teenager because instead of listening to all the rock stuff that all of my peers were listening to, I was going backwards, listening to guys like Hank Lachlan and Little Jimmy Dickens.
Oh, yeah, Little Jimmy.
And Ernie Ashworth and all those folks, you know. And so I wasn't the cool kid, you know. I wasn't trying to fit in with the music of the day, but that's just what I loved, you know. And I've always, you know, you love what you love, you know. And
when you have a passion for something, you have more enthusiasm toward it. So,
right.
I mean, it's great when you got a passion for something.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I tell you, country music really is like a best friend.
Yeah.
You know, to guys like me. I mean, we just absorb it. You know, and just so thankful that I've always had an outlet and been able to do what I love.
All right. So now, when did you move to the Nashville? I know you had to make that big step. Everybody has to come to Nashville.
Right. You know, and Hank was part of that too. You know, we were talking one time, and he said, "Well, you know, you're always gonna have the what ifs in your head, you know, unless you make the move, you know, and especially at that time, you about had to move here."
Right.
And so I took the plunge in the late '90s and moved up here. I think in '98. And boy, even, you know, Nashville was way different back then.
Yeah, I moved out in '88, so I know what you're talking about.
Way different back then, but I tell you, I had it was, my dad said, you know, you're on a working vacation. Yeah. And really that's what it was. I felt like I was on vacation every day because at that time, you know, Ernest Tubb Record Shop was still going strong. So, I mean, every week you could go somewhere and see free music, and it would be big name entertainment, you know. And I mean, I would go down to the record shop and you'd see guys like Del Reeves and Johnny Russell and Jack Green, all these guys that really, you know, I'd learned by watching them.
Yes.
You know. And so the first weekend that I was in town, I ran into Jack Green. He was hosting the Midnite Jamboree, and I had worked with Jack. There's a little Opry house in Florida, Central Florida, and now it's called the Orange Blossom Opry, but back then it was just called the Weirsdale Opry, Weirsdale, Florida. And we would work that. I would work it every week, and we'd open up for all the Nashville acts that would come in. So guys like Jack Green, Billy Walker, Eddie Raven came through there several times. And so I'd get to know, you know, on a little bit of a basis, some of these folks just by working with them there. So I ran into Jack the first weekend I was in town, and he said, the show's full up this week, but I'm hosting it again in 2 weeks. Come back and I'll put you on it, you know. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. You know, he'll forget all about that, you know. Yeah. But sure enough, I came back in 2 weeks, and, you know, he said, yep, we'll put you on. And I tell you what, my knees were knocking because this was WSM, the home of the Grand Ole Opry, and it was a big deal to me. And I remember, you remember Leon Rhodes, his lead guitar player, Ernest lead guitar player, he's a member of Texas Troubadours. He was working that night playing guitar for Jack. And I remember getting ready to go on, and Leon could tell I was nervous. He leaned in. He didn't know me from Adam, but at the time, and he leaned in and he said, "Don't worry, son." He said, "There's only a couple million people listening." You know, and about that time, Jack called my name to go. You know, so it's like, thanks, Leon. That's really. But I did "Peace in the Valley," and that's the first song I ever did on a national radio spot, and it went over well. And Jack had me back several times, and you know, it's just been little things like that through the years that I've gotten to do. And you know, I always tell people, you know, these young folks coming to town, you stick around long enough, they'll let you do something eventually. You know? So that's,
and I think that's the basic to learn real country music, you have to go see the guys who really perform.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just because it's just like anything that you're fond of. Say you're a baseball fan or football fan, you mentor somebody that's you like, and you watch how they move. Same way with the country.
Right.
You mentor people that you admire, you love their singing, you love the way they write. And
I'm sort of OCD about that kind of stuff anyway. So if I see somebody I like, I mean, I'm watching every little detail of what they move, the way they move, the way they sing, the way they phrase things. My wife tells me sometimes, because we'll go to a concert or whatever, and I won't hardly clap. And she doesn't think I'm enjoying it, but I'm enthralled in it so much I forget to clap. I'm just
waiting for the next song.
I'm taking in every little thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So give me just a little bit. Well, I'll tell you what. It's 15 till, so let's just go ahead and take a 2-minute break.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle Wartrace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Hi, this is Benny Pulley with Benny's Woodworks and Discounts. We have proudly been serving the woodworking community since 1982. I would like for you to check out our website, bennyswoodworks.com. If you're like me and you're a woodworker or a crafter, you'll enjoy visiting the site. Everything from hinges, knobs, spindles, pulls, screws, to all kinds of wood turning and supplies. We've got it. And if you don't see it on the site, hey, just give me a call. 1-800-255-1335. And let me know. I just might have it. Benny'sWoodworks.com.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
Hello, Trouble. And he's got a friend. It's Benny on the Beat on 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ. Sponsored by Black and Blue Sports and by Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle. Now let's send it back to Studio B.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Joe Rucker. We're finally out a little information about him. And so, Joe, I know we've talked about you a little bit, but I want you to play.
All right.
So you tell me what the name of the song is, and if it's one you wrote, tell me, and let's get a little idea about what that is.
Well, I've got a new album out on Heart of Texas Records, and it's kind of a dream album for me. This is a duet project. So I got to record with a lot of my heroes. And,
cool.
Guys like Tony Booth and Daryl McCall and Jeannie C. Riley even came out of retirement and did one with me. And
that's great.
So it's called, the album's called Taking a Walk with Friends, the duet sessions on Heart of Texas Records. And I will do you a song that me and Mr. Tony Booth did.
Okay.
James O'Wynn originally recorded this song, and it was a hit for him. It's called House of Blue Lovers.
All right.
Walking slow, head bowed low, took a table in the corner. The waiter passed by, I asked him why they call this the House of Blue Lovers. He said, you see that man sitting there. His lover ran off with another. So just to soothe the blues for guys like you, he built this house of blue lovers. Welcome to the house of blue lovers. Stay as long as you like. There's always room for another at the house of blue lovers tonight. Cry all night, that's all right. That's what this house was built for. I'd like to shake the hand of that lonely man who built this house of blue lovers. Welcome to the house of blue lovers. Stay as long as you like. There's always room for another at the house of blue lovers tonight. Yes, welcome to the house of blue lovers. Stay as long as you like. There's always room for another at the house of blue lovers tonight. At the house of blue lovers tonight.
All right, great. House of Blue Lovers.
Yes.
Well, now, when is this album coming out, and is it available now?
It's out. It actually came out in October,
okay.
And we've been blessed. We've been getting good reviews.
Well, that's good. Now, how can they get it if they would like to?
Well, they can get a physical copy through Heart of Texas Records. I believe the site is hillbillyhits.com. Is that right, Tracy?
Yes. Yeah.
And you can get a copy through them. It's also available on streaming sites. And I also, if they forget the hillbillyhits.com, you can go to joerucker.com, and I've got a site pointing to that.
Okay.
Now
we're fortunate enough to have somebody here from Heart of Texas Radio.
Yeah, he's a little shy.
We got him off
today,
in the shy.
But Mr. Tracy Pitcox, the president of Heart of Texas Records and Heart of Texas Country Music Association, is here. And
well, tell me a little bit about Tracy, because you told me when you came in about something that was a...
Well, he's a member of the Texas Country Music Disc Jockeys Hall of Fame. Did I say that right? Yeah. Okay. And Tracy's he's really been one of the saviors of traditional country music.
Well, see, that's, and I started the show mainly to keep traditional country around, because we're getting too far into more, I call it more borderline rock.
Well, I mean, some of it's just, and they say, oh, don't ever. I just speak my mind.
Oh yeah, well that's where I am.
But the thing is, some of it's so far off the rails that it's unrecognizable.
Yeah,
and it's an art form that we need to preserve.
Yeah,
and Tracy's doing a great job. Other guys on that label are like the Tony Booth and Daryl McCall. For years, that was Johnny Bush's label.
Yeah.
And so their roster is pretty stout when it comes to real country music, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Well, that's the thing with working here, we play everything from the late 40s on up to the 80s. Now we will play George Strait, Alan Jackson, Clint Black, those that are traditional, more traditional.
Right.
But the George Jones, the Johnny Cashes, Johnny Paycheck, all those guys, we play them all the time.
That's where it's at, man. I'll tell you that. There's just something about a steel guitar and a fiddle.
Oh yeah,
you can't get it with loud rock guitars.
I know, and and I hate to say it, I just don't want people to lose that traditional country. What I was brought up on. Of course I like rock. Of course I like the traditional rock, the 60s, 70s, 80s,
mm-hmm.
but I don't like the newer stuff. A lot of the newer stuff.
Well, a lot of the suits in town, I call them the suits. That run the music business, they think that it's got to be this certain thing, or that we're heading a certain direction.
Right.
When actually there's a large market out there of fans that are craving the traditional sound.
Well, we started on Saturday morning, me and Brandon was around one day, and we were talking, and he wasn't really busy between 12 and 1 o'clock. He said, I don't know what to do. I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I said, why don't you do an all request hour? I said, let's just see what goes with it. So the first time we did it, we got like 9 or 10 songs. Now he fills up a ledger sheet here and part of another one because there's so many people calling trying to get that traditional country played, and they'll play gospel. They want the gospel country, and all that kind of stuff. And so it lets you know the fan base is out there. They still crave that old country music.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere we go and play, they love it.
Yeah, like I think it was last week, might have been the week before last, I believe it was last week, we had Layla Tucker here with Hunter Kerbo, and they talked, and she's going to mostly traditional. She's trying to go
everywhere I play, people come up to me afterwards, and they say, we love coming to see you because we can't hear this stuff on the radio anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
And so I'm thankful for guys like you and stations like this who keep it going.
We got to, and one time they put in some newer songs, and my boss, he said, I don't want none of that ka-chankety-chankety on there. I said, okay, I'll get it off. So we try to keep it, 50s to 80s, and then we do. If it's like I say, a traditional country, we keep playing them,
Right.
Yeah, we've been putting in some of Jenny's songs that she's got, her artist. Right. We've been putting in some of those because they're traditional country, and we're trying to get that put back in so we have a little bit of rotation of new people.
Right.
So people know that it's still going on.
Absolutely.
There's still people cutting it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, because for years and years and years, we carried Paul Jones.
Oh, I love Paul, man.
Paul was he would say, live from Rayland, Alabama or whatever, and he would broadcast every Sunday, every Saturday, and he'd come on and talk, and he was just a pleasure to be around.
Oh, he was. He and his wife both were just dear people, and I understand she's doing pretty good, but of course we lost Paul. When was that? Last year. I don't remember exactly what time. But I first got to know him through Ken Fly when he had the barbecue
caboose, yeah.
And Paul would broadcast from there every Saturday, and I did that show. Oh, I can't even count.
Yeah.
How many times I did that show, and Paul was. It was such a joy to be around, and it was always fun being able to look down on him and while he's reading commercials. I don't know what it is. There was something about his voice that was so comfortable.
It was.
But I love to hear him read commercials. I just said, I said one time, we were on a broadcast down there, and I said, can you read that again? I like how you said that one word. He just looked at me like I was crazy. But, he just had one of those, it was almost a Grant Turner type. It was a country voice.
Oh, yeah.
But it was very... almost like a country preacher. Kind of
I got you. Yeah, and that's the way he was. And he when we got all the new stuff, because we added when I first came here, we just had AM, then we got FM, then we got stream, then we got the apps.
Yeah.
So then at the end of his show, he would say, "We're now streaming." And his buddies from Australia that would send stuff in, and it was good, and he was such a big part of WLIJ for years and years and years. And since you sang with him and sang with him there, I thought, well, we ought to bring that up.
Oh yeah, I love Paul. He was a jewel for sure.
Yeah. Did you go after when they had COVID? How they moved it back to the studio at home? Did you go down there?
He invited me down there, and then it ended up that during that first phase of COVID, when everybody had to be under quarantine, I didn't get it, but somebody in my family did. So I had to sort of quarantine. We had to cancel it, and I never did get to do it.
Oh wow!
But I through the years, many years, I went down to Lynchburg and did the show there, and Paul and his wife would always eat with us after.
Yeah, he was just such a fine fellow, and when we got all the new technology, he'd come up here and know what he could do to, make his better and all. So it was always good to talk to him.
Yeah.
But now let's get on to some more stuff. So have you got anything going on as far as concerts or anything coming up that you would like to talk
actually,
about?
At the end of the month, I'm going to be here in Shelbyville, and I don't know what I did with my phone. I would tell you where it was. You can go to joerucker.com and find it. But it's a church here in Shelbyville.
Okay.
Pastor Tony,
I bet you I know him.
Chancellor is no, it's not. That's not.
That don't sound right.
Jonathan Curry knows him.
Okay.
Y'all know Jonathan Curry. But there's a church here in Shelbyville at the 25th of May, and if we have another break, I'll make sure you have that information.
Okay, that'd be good.
Break.
Now, if they want to look up you or find more information out you said it's just joerucker.com?
joerucker.com.
Okay.
And that you'll find way more than you want to know about me for sure. But and then in July, the Heart of Texas Roadshow comes up here to Nashville, and we'll be at the Troubadour again.
Troubadour.
And what date is that? Do you remember?
July 19th.
July the 19th. Now that's a show everybody needs to come out to, because that's a fantastic package show. All of the stars of Heart of Texas Records. There'll be Daryl McCall will be there, Tony Booth, myself, usually Mary Lou Turner. If you remember Bill Anderson. And all of the duets he had with Mary Lou Turner, she's usually there. She's on our label, and it's a fantastic show on Saturday, July the 19th, and it's in the afternoon, so you're not going to be out late. For you folks that want to travel to Nashville, you're usually done by 4:30 or so, and so that's good. And I think the Malpas doing the show Sunday. The next day. The Malpas brothers will be back at the Troubadour as part of the Heart of Texas shows to do a show on their own, and they always pack the place out. I don't know if you're.
I've heard their name, but I don't know much about them.
I tell you what, they've got a TV show on RFD that's going really good, and they're in their third season, I believe. And those guys, I mean, you talk about a duo that they remind me of the Leuven
brothers.
They have that kind of sound, but they're even more well-rounded than that. They can do lots of different things. I can hear some nuances of Wilburns in there too, but they've really got their own thing. Just two country boys from North Carolina, and they can sing and pick good. They got a fantastic band.
That harmony, that's the key. When you can duet and harmonize together, that's the key.
But they're about my favorites that are out there today.
Cool.
So come out and see us in July.
Good. So July 19th.
19th, and then their show's on the 20th.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we will be back.
WLIJ salutes all of our first responders who lay their lives on the line every day for others. Thank you. 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ, Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle Ward Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
Hi, this is Benny Pulley with Benny's Woodworks and Discounts. We have proudly been serving the woodworking community since 1982. I would like for you to check out our website, bennyswoodworks.com. If you're like me and you're a woodworker or a crafter, you'll enjoy visiting the site. Everything from hinges, knobs, spindles, pulls, screws, to all kinds of wood turning and supplies. We've got it. And if you don't see it on the site, hey, just give me a call. 1-800-255-1335. And let me know. I just might have it. Benny'sWoodworks.com.
This is Benny Pulley on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here with Joe Rucker, and we're discussing all things country music.
That's right.
Now, Joe, I know we missed up a while ago. Where are you going to be performing?
Okay, well, I got the pastor right. It is Pastor Tony Kanzler, and it's at the East Park Church.
Okay.
On 130 East Parkway in Shelbyville.
All right.
At May 25th at 6 p.m.
May 25th at 6.
So come out and see us.
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, well, that's good to know. Now, I know you've got family, so tell me a little bit about your family.
I've got my wife, Ashley, who I hope is listening at home, and we've got 4 kids.
4?
Yeah. She has 2 from another previous marriage, and then I've got 2 girls. She's got 2 boys, so we've got one of them we got married off a little while ago, about a year or so ago, and she's doing well. And then I've got one graduating high school this year, and then we've got 2 boys coming up. So
wow. Now, how old is the boys?
Our boys, Kobe just turned 13, and Silas is turning 10 this next week.
Oh, wow.
I almost said 11. I'm trying to rush it.
I know. We try to rush them out. You 18 yet? All right. So now, I know you've wrote a few songs and different ones, so I know it's about time for us to play another one. So what would you like to play?
Well, I'm going to do you a song that I wrote about my granddad.
Okay,
and
cool.
It was on the album before this latest one. And back, WSM used to have a program called Sunday Down South on Sunday. Mr. Danny Boyles used to do that. Mm-hmm. He played the fire out of this thing when it came out about 15 years ago, and I've probably gotten more bookings based on this little song than anything else.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's called Best Day of My Life. In a little country church just on the edge of town, a young bride walks down the aisle in a homemade wedding gown. The groom stands at the altar, his chest swelled up with pride. They take their vows, walk out the door, then he looks at her and sighs. This is the best day of my life. At last you're now my wife. Can't wait to see what's around the bend. A new life now begins. This is the best day of my life. A few short months later, in that same old country church, the preacher stood before the people, laying down the word. He felt the Spirit tug him to that altar. He would go. When he stood up, he shook that preacher's hand and said, I just want you to know, this is the best day of my life. I found new hope in Jesus Christ. Can't wait to see what's around the bend. A new life now begins. This is the best day of my life. The years flew by great ones too. And they all share the Savior Grandpa introduced them to. His eyes have grown weary, his journey's reached its end, brushing back the tears, they all surround his little bed. And they can't see the angel standing by his side. He looks up, gives him one last smile, and begs him, please don't cry. This is the best day of my life, for I'm going home tonight. Can't wait to see what's around the bend. Eternal life begins. This is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. No more to toil with sin and strife. This is not the end. I'll see you all again. This is the best day of my life.
Wow, that's good. So you wrote for your granddad?
Yeah, Pop, he was... we all knew he was slipping away. He had prostate cancer, and he'd battled it for about 10 years.
Yeah.
There was a time where he was 83, and he just said, you know, I'm just done. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And so we were all able to go down and say our goodbyes. And I remember I had come back up to Nashville and was working. I was a machine operator in a company downtown, and got the call that he had finally passed.
Uh-huh.
So it's a 12-hour drive down there, and I had to drive through the night to get there. And I remember it was like God just gave me that song.
Wow.
The thought was, you know, this really is the best day of his life.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's everything you work for in life is right up to the end. You're working for that goal if you know the Lord.
Oh, for sure.
And that's you know, eternal life's it. And he didn't have to worry about any of this nonsense going on. You know, sometimes I scratch my head and wonder what would Pop think about all this crazy mess going on today, because he's been gone now for about 20 years.
Oh wow.
And yeah. So to finish the story on that, I didn't have anything to write down on or anything. I just, the words, the whole 12-hour trip, I just kept those words rolling through my mind.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, you know, I hugged my dad and my mom, but then I went straight to the back bedroom and found me a piece of paper and
wrote it down.
Wrote it before you forgot it. And I sat down. I knew I couldn't sing it live at the church.
Right.
But I sat down with a little tape recorder and was able to do a little work tape of it, and they played it at the funeral.
Oh wow.
And then when I came back up to Nashville, we cut it.
Cut it. Wow, that's touching, man. That's a really good story. Yeah. So how old was your granddad when you died?
He was 83.
83. Yeah.
A long, well-lived life.
Yeah. Yeah. That prostrate stuff's rough stuff.
Yeah. It is.
It gets a lot of people. So now you've got your family. I know you've got a lot of people around you that help you with different things.
Oh, yeah.
So give me a little idea, like a typical day in Joe Rucker's life, what you would do, and how you start your day off. I know you probably start off with a prayer if you're like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, you almost wake up thinking, wow, I made it another day, you know. But I usually start, I get up in the morning and, you know, I've got, I'm one of these working musicians that have a day job. You know,
right.
You've got to have a day job, you know, in this business. And I'll tell you, Tracy and I were talking about this on the way over here. The way the music business is, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's, I'd say probably 70% of the people that you think might be doing this full time aren't.
No, yeah.
They've got other avenues. They're selling real estate or they're doing something.
Yeah.
And so I have a job that I do some medical billing through the week, and
cool.
So I do that. But then I tell you what, every break I've got this guitar in my hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I tell you what, I've got to say that's the best sounding guitar.
Well, thank you.
It's really got a good tone to it.
This is a Grammer guitar. If you remember Grand Ole Opry star Billy Grammer.
Billy Grammer.
He built these.
Okay.
And this is one of the rarer ones because it's a green burst one.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, for those of you that remember Billy, he did I've laid around and played around this old town too long. And they say that the green burst was an accident. They had a blue burst model,
right? And
somebody didn't clean the head of
the. They put that yellow in it,
and they put the yellow in it, and they got this green burst by accident. But they ended up. That was one of their most popular and one of the rarest ones, you know. And so I got this. Not to steal a line from a George and Tammy song, I bought this at a pawn shop in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
But it was not a sunny summer day. It was actually raining. But I didn't pay too much. These things are worth a lot now. I didn't pay too much for it back then. But it does have a great...
It does have
and it's got a lot of Nashville history.
I bet you it does. Well, Brandon, we're going to go ahead and take another 2-minute break, and then we'll be back.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle Ward Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898. And online at blackandbluesports.com.
Hi, this is Benny Pulley with Benny's Woodworks and Discounts. We have proudly been serving the woodworking community since 1982. I would like for you to check out our website, bennyswoodworks.com. If you're like me and you're a woodworker or a crafter, you'll enjoy visiting the site. Everything from hinges, knobs, spindles, pulls, screws, to all kinds of wood turning and supplies. We've got it. And if you don't see it on the site, hey, just give me a call. 1-800-255-1335. And let me know. I just might have it. Benny'sWoodworks.com.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders and delivery are available. If you're in the market for heavy equipment, Clanton has you covered too. They have everything from skid steers, backhoes, and mini excavators. Clanton Pipe and Supply, 931-684-4847, 904 Madison Street, Shelbyville.
Hello, Trouble. And he's got a friend. It's Benny on the Beat on 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ. Sponsored by Black and Blue Sports and by Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle. Now let's send it back to Studio B.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Joe Rucker. We're discussing music and playing songs. And that last one, buddy, was a good one. I really liked it about your grandpa.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you said you wrote it on the way down to the funeral.
Right, and we ended up doing it there. Well, I recorded a little tape there, and then cut it here in Nashville. And it's been one of my most requested songs.
I bet. Now I noticed on your Facebook page and Instagram, you know, if you follow her, it's joerucker.com, but I don't know about your Facebook.
Well, you just
type in Joe Rucker.
Type in Joe Rucker and I'll pop right up there.
Okay. And then Instagram, same way.
Yeah.
So I think it was on Instagram about 2 weeks ago or something like that, you posted a picture of Marjorie Bowles.
Yeah, Margie Bowles.
Yeah, so Margie was the one that kissed me on the Opry.
Oh!
Yeah, so when you posted that picture, it brought back so many memories. I was like 7 years old. My aunt was the owner of Tootsie's before the new owner got it. And then, so I'm backstage, and she sees me, and she motions for me to come out. And I said, no. And my aunt pushes me out. So I got to go out there, and she had, of course, I told everybody she had that bright red lipstick on, and then she kissed me on the stage at the Opry.
Oh.
And I said,
I bet do you have a picture of that?
No, I wish I did.
Oh.
I bet you somebody does.
I imagine they do.
I would say I was about, I'm going to say between 7 and 8, probably.
Would that have been in the...
Let's see, I was born in
70s,
57, 65.
Okay.
1965.
Yeah, I was able to get to meet and know both the Margies in country music, Margie Bowes and Margie Singleton.
No, Singleton, yeah.
Which is, I call her my Tennessee mama. Hopefully she's listening. She's a little under the weather, but she's still around. She'll be 90 in October.
Wow.
And we've got a song on this album. You know, Margie Singleton was the first female to record an album with George Jones. She did a full album with him before Tammy and Melvin Montgomery and all that. And they had a few hits like Waltz of the Angels together. And a few other things. And so I'm so tickled to... You bringing up the other Margie made me, of course, think of my Margies.
Yeah. Well, and I see, like, every day or two, I see a new picture with an old artist. You know,
well, I just love them all. And, you know, and Tracy does this, too. But we have this thing about birthdays, and I've always done it. And, you know, but it's a way to keep the
touch
memory,
with people, and keep the memory alive.
Keep the memory alive of these artists. A lot of them are gone now.
Yeah.
I just want people to remember them.
Yeah.
You know, because they had... you know, such a contribution to country music.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Hall of Fame, you know, I love the Country Music Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of these people that have been left out that deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And so I try to promote it as...
Yeah, one of my friends, he's passed now, but you probably knew him, Hugh X. Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Hugh was...
I've met Hugh.
He's a friend of mine, and we used to go to flea markets together, and he'd always come over and talk to me, and I
always loved the way he dressed.
Oh, he was. He dressed nice.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah, and he was sharp.
Yeah, he really was.
He wrote... at the flea market, he would sell those poetry, like songs, but he wrote them. And he would sell them framed and sell them out there at the flea market. Now, I mean, there were some beautiful things that he wrote.
I wish I had one of those.
Yeah, and he would write all kinds of little lines, you know, and little poetry, and he would frame them, you know, and out there, and he sold bunches of them. And I sold him the picture hangers that go on them for him. So I was in the wood supply business, but he was a great guy. Great guy. So let's go ahead and get you another song, because I want to try to get a couple more in before we get off here.
Well, I'll do this one that my dad wrote this song.
Okay.
He wrote it in the 80s. It's about the plight of the American farmer. You know, we still, you know, we had issues with farmers back then. We have them now. You know? And when we went in to do this album on Heart of Texas, I decided to do this, and we did it bluegrass style.
Okay.
So there's a little bluegrass song tacked to the end of this, and we got my good friend Mr. Marty Rabin, lead singer of Shenandoah, came in and did this song as a duet, and it's called Mama's Rocking Chair.
All right.
Well, honey, you can take the kids and sit under the apple tree. The auctioneer has a few words to say to me. I gotta get things all lined up, sell my pickup truck. Remember now, we don't need any sympathy. Well, the economy sure dealt us a dirty hand, and we can't afford no longer to work the land. The more I borrow, the deeper in debt I got. Wish this was a bad dream, but I guess it's not. Well, you see that old Ford tractor over there. Talk about plowing some fields, we've done our share. it's just not there. Hey, Mr. Auctioneer, don't you sell my mama's rocking chair. It's the only thing that still means beans to me. Hey, Mr. Auctioneer, don't you sell my mama's rocking chair. That's where she first held me on her knee. There's that old Willie Jeep, and without a care, we drove it last year to the county fair. And that new thrashing machine, the old bull that is so mean, Lord, America needs to bow her head in prayer. Hey, Mr. Auctioneer, don't you sell my mama's rocking chair. It's the only thing that still means beans to me. Hey, Mr. Auctioneer, don't you sell my mama's rocking chair. 'Cause that's where she first held me on her knee. I just want to cherish her memory. Her memory.
That's good. Yeah, don't sell the rocking chair.
That's right.
Yeah, what now? It's called The Plight of the Farmer.
Well, no, it's just called Mama's Rocking Chair.
Mama's Rocking Chair.
But it's about the plight of the American farmer. And,
yeah.
I think it's like I said, it's a timeless story. It needs to be told.
Oh yeah, and
today.
it's still going on today. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting so much. I mean, I don't want to get started on that bandwagon. We're getting so much produce and things
from overseas,
yeah. and we need to start working our own.
Well, and I do real estate on the side, you know, and it's like you talk about everything. Everybody's got some side hustle.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've done it for years, and my problem is seeing big farms, 400 and 500 acre farms, cut up into 1 and 2 acre tracts, or sold at auction. You know, like 20 or 30 tracts, and it's what I'm wondering is in the near future, when we need produce like we did when COVID was here,
right.
When we need the stuff, are we going to have enough land to grow it?
That's exactly right. And, you know, the same kind of thing where I grew up in Florida, you know, the area where I grew up in when I was a child, all you saw everywhere was orange groves.
Oh, yeah.
We were just, everything was citrus and citrus farms.
Yeah.
And now those same areas, you can't find an orange tree anywhere.
Yeah, it's all houses.
It's all houses.
Yeah.
You know, and they say they've got pockets of it further south in Florida, but you scratch your head and you wonder, you know, where, you know, because every time I go to the store, I try to buy a Florida orange.
Oh, yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I can't find one.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually from, you know, Mexico or, you know, Guatemala
or
something.
Yeah,
you know.
I understand. Well, I know we got just a couple, 3 minutes. I know we need to do one more song. So
okay.
You tell me which one we're going to do. And
all right, I'm going to do this little song. I figure your listeners might enjoy this, and I know probably you like old TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
I love old TV shows.
I watch them old westerns all the time.
And, you know, I love old westerns, John Wayne movies, Bonanza, Gunsmoke, all that. And one night I fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up and some reruns were on, and I got the idea. This song is called "I Don't Dream of Jeannie," but it's my what I call my rerun song. But you'll get the gist of it here. Let me get this capo fixed.
Oh, no problem.
Live radio, you never know.
You never know. That's right.
Sitting here watching reruns, not much else to do. I saw Andy and Barney, Ricky and Lucy, even a western or two. There's a genie in the bottle. They start to play that familiar tune. Major Nelson may dream of Jeannie, but I dream of you. Some guys, they want a genie they can put in a bottle. A woman who's there when they need her, set her aside when they're through. But darling, don't you worry if things don't turn out like they oughta, 'cause I don't dream of Jeannie, I dream of you. I don't want a woman to be my shadow, heed my every wish and command, fold her arms, shake her head, and blink things better when I tire of the world's demands. Just need someone who will listen, someone I can listen to. I don't dream of Jeannie, I dream of you. Some guys, they want a genie they can put in a bottle, a woman who's there when they need her and set her aside when they're through. But darling, don't you worry if things don't turn out like they oughta. I don't dream of Jeannie, I dream of you. Whoa, and darling, don't you worry if things don't turn out like they oughta, 'cause I don't dream of Jeannie, I dream of you.
That's good. And you said you wrote that after you woke up from a...
Yeah, I was watching one of them, I don't like a lot of TV, and if I do watch it, it's going to be Andy Griffith or something like that. So it was one of them channels that had all those old reruns,
stuff, yeah.
And I think when I fell asleep, Andy Griffith was on. When I woke up, I Dream of Jeannie was on.
Coming up.
And something hit me, I had to write all that down.
Well, that's pretty neat, because that's me. I don't watch much of none of the new TV. And now I will watch like The Voice or American Idol, one of them, because I like music, so I watch it. But most of the time it's either westerns, Gunsmoke, Bonanza,
well, a lot of it these days is not fit to watch anyway.
Well, it ain't. Not really.
Besides the garbage they show, a lot of it's just not even funny. I mean, even the sitcoms are not even funny anymore.
It's just gotten ridiculous. But anyway, I'm traditional, old. I guess I say we're old age, But anyway, Joe, I want to thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. Now let's tell them the website again.
It's joerucker.com.
All right. Now they can follow you on Facebook and Instagram. It's just Joe Rucker, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Benny.
Yes, sir.
For what you do.
Yes, sir.
This is a good thing.
Well, we want to keep you alive and running around here. Okay.
For sure.
Brandon, thank you, and thank y'all for joining us.
Building your dreams? Make your foundation as solid as your vision with Lee Adcock Construction. Whatever you're looking for, design builds, industrial projects, commercial spaces, even churches, schools, warehouses, and concrete work. Lee Adcock gets it done right. Why is Lee Adcock a better choice? Because they don't just talk about commitment to excellence. They've been proving it for over 30 years. So call Lee Adcock today at 931-684-1771 or visit leeadcock.com. Lee Adcock Construction, building their reputation from the ground up.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle War Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.